So I'm called Acham Susan from Serere district. My village is of Bar, Yere sub-county. So I'm a farmer. I like keeping this local variety food like maize, this type of maize. You have this variety, and then again another variety like a purple color. And we cannot use the money all the time to go and buy what you don't have money. I request you not to forget about these seeds, because when we forget about them, we shall lose them. And in order for us to keep them around, we need to keep them in some warm place, like in the kitchen there. When you get them from the garden, just go and get, when it gets dry, you go and hang them in the kitchen. You hang it on top of your kitchen there, so that smoke will keep your seeds. Your kids will not get spoiled. It will stay there for long. I even have another variety here. This one also, you will just keep it around. When you place it in any place, it can get spoiled. But when you hang it up in the kitchen, it can stay there for some time. Then again next time. I've kept this for some good time, about 5 to 6 years.
So I'm Dr. Teresa Auma. I'm the Executive Director of Land and Equity Movement in Uganda, Lemu. Today we're in Okongudul Sub-County, together with other partners, launching a campaign called Keep Your Land, Keep Your Seed. So the Keep Your Land, Keep Your Seed is rising against what has been promoted in the mainstream, that land is for sale and that only improved seeds are viable. This has caused a serious challenge in communities, because you see a lot of land is being turned into border engines. People are selling off land for borders. In the communities, our indigenous food, such as malakwang, is not something that is out there. The seeds are disappearing. People are looking for the indigenous foods and the nutritious foods. These seeds are either considered wild, they are not demanded in the market. So the farmers are not producing them. So this campaign is an alternative campaign, a campaign from the masses, a campaign that is looking at what the people are grappling with today in Okongudul. School children, the women groups, the clan leaders, the other leaders are all, it's a day of lamentation. Everyone is lamenting about our lost land, our degraded land, our lost food varieties. There's an old man of 78 years who looks like he's 40, and he came with the kind of foods that he used to eat. The fruits that have disappeared because people have destroyed the wetlands, they have destroyed the communal grazing lands. So this campaign is linking the question of food and the question of land as one, that you cannot separate land from food, and that we cannot commodify everything. So if land and all the seeds and the food is for sale, then what about for production for food? So we are here saying that production for the market is as important as production for food, and therefore we cannot give priority to produce for the market, wealth creation, and then we neglect the issue of producing for food. Today you saw that a woman was lifting rotten cassava. She was saying there is cassava in the garden, but her children were sleeping hungry because all the cassava in the garden was rotten, the one that, the new variety, the improved variety that matures after 6 months. But the moment it matures, it is rotten. So today, people have also come with, someone came from a Leptong with a cassava variety that can last in the garden for 5 years. So talking about fast maturity, without talking about how durable it is in the garden, it doesn't help. So food security, so we are calling upon people to bring these indigenous varieties of foods, of crops, even those that are considered wild like a sugar, to be brought into the mainstream, to be replanted for redistribution. And so these things should go back into circulation. People should preserve the land where these things can grow. And so as we launch the campaign today, we have rallied different partners. Today we have brought the community on board. So we will be moving forward from one location. It's a national campaign, by the way. So we'll be going from one location to another. We will be continuing with advocacy for protection and keeping the need for people to keep their land and produce their food on it. We will be organizing educational programs in schools, primary, secondary, and tertiary, because in schools, what is being promoted is the mainstream, so alternative education. Children don't know about all this, that is the knowledge which is getting lost. How do you produce and preserve food locally? So we will be promoting all of this. We will also be working with the media to make sure that information goes out there as much as possible, plus many more other things that we have designed, and such as caravans, really popularizing the idea that people need to keep their land and need to keep in control of their own food production, because when people become landless and they're not in control of how they produce their food, then we are creating dependence in communities.
We are calling governments to come up with regulations that support women to access land, but also save the indigenous plants and that we are losing.
My name is Rita Kemgisa. I'm the Advocacy and Communication Associate for the Stand for Her Land campaign in Uganda. The Stand for Her Land campaign is a global initiative that seeks to advance women's land rights by closing the gap that is there between law and practice. In Uganda, this campaign is coordinated by UCOBAC, and we are very happy to be part of the launch of this Keep Your Land, Keep Your Seed campaign. And why we are joining this campaign is because we know that women, who are majority of the users of this land, actually do not get to own the land. And if we say keep the seed, how will these women keep the seed if they do not own the land? So for us as the campaign, we are coming in and we're saying, if only women had strengthened land rights, we are sure they can protect the land, because they have the solutions, they have the answers to the food that we are eating even today. So we believe if we can give women if we can give them a chance to enjoy the full band of rights, and when we talk about the full band of rights, we are talking about them accessing, being able to use, and even control the proceeds that come from this land. We know through that way, women can actually keep or control the seed that we are launching today, the Keep Your Seed campaign, that indigenous seed. Okay, and why are we saying the Keep Your Seed, or let's protect that indigenous seed that we are talking about? And we have seen actually that many of us do not know the indigenous seeds that our parents of long ago used to, to cultivate. And we are saying that these indigenous seeds, or these local seeds themselves, you can also get money out of them. People have the talk that they cannot produce in large quantities, but it's all about how are you utilizing the food. Are you giving these seedlings the right fertilizers, the right manure, and all that? We believe that even the indigenous seeds can produce as much as these GMO seeds that are common and on our markets today.
Thank you, President.
James Ongwen Loudog. I am a heritage enthusiast. Indigenous seeds are not what you would consider sexy for government. You're probably not going to get serious government initiatives for the preservation of indigenous seeds. It's going to be the interested parties, the farmers who are interested in indigenous seeds, who should take the initiatives. Now, why government does not like this? Because first of all, the people keep the seeds. They keep the seeds for next season. They don't pay tax. Seed companies pay a lot of money in taxes, but the traditional seed keepers don't. They don't. So government is, they might pay lip service. Yes, we shall help you, we shall do this, but they will not do much. So it's upon us, the people who treasure these things, to take the initiative. That's one. Two, we should be looking at the possibility of setting up a network of practitioners, people who value these things. Say, I don't have Nyuaga PO, but I want it. Who do I go to? Because I will not go to the district production office or district agriculture officer to ask for this. They will tell me about the hybrids. So, but if we had a network, like in Lango here we had a network, we had also a national network, probably a regional network or even a continental network of practitioners. You can get any seeds you want. Okay, the point here is not really to do away with the hybrid seeds completely. They also have their place in society. They have their place, it's for, poverty reduction, things like that. And for food security, emergency kind of food security. But a seed like Nyuaga Pia I'm talking about, for example, has been around since the 1940s. I think it was brought in Lango in 1948 by United Nations as a measure for fighting hunger. There was some serious hunger at that time. And it worked. It worked so well that the people adopted it. They now call it traditional seeds. Now, not only as a measure for food security, it has also now worked its way, in its own way, it has worked itself into our genetic makeup. You will not find anyone claiming he or she is allergic to many of these seeds. There's no allergy. Some of the seeds, like the wild tomatoes, you don't even have to weed it. You don't need to spray it. You don't even need to plant it. It's always there around the compound. So you do nothing. So you see how wonderful these things, but the hybrids you have to do, you spray, put their fertilizer, you have to weed, you have to do what before you can get to the food. So both of them do have their places in our society. As I said already, let's create a network of practitioners. Let's have a network of practitioners. Let's have a seed bank somewhere. Let's appreciate, let's teach the young people, the next generation, that you have your seeds also. Don't just be looking at foreign things and you think they're so wonderful. You have yours also, probably more wonderful than the sexy, modern thing. They are very nutritious, many of them, and they need research. One of the things we practitioners are complaining about is that government does not support us in research. They will give money to the seed, to the people making the hybrid seeds, but not to practitioners of traditional seeds. And yet we also need money for research. For example, we need to know what nutrients do they have. We only know that they are healthy. But do they have magnesium? Do they have zinc? Do they have what? This and that? We don't know yet because research is not there. The government does not want to support us. I wish we were supported as they do support the research for the so-called modern seeds. We would be doing wonders. For example, recently government took back, they did some research at Mukono on the traditional chicken. They found the problem. The problem actually was inbreeding. That's why they were growing slowly. They fixed it now. Traditional, their chicken now being given out from the labs. Very good now, local chicken, maturing as fast as the hybrid ones. So just a bit of research, please, and we are good to go.
The market to buy and buy and buy. So a seed bank is a welcome idea, but I think Ministry of Agriculture, I heard they have been supplying seedlings in regard to many crops, but they should look at, for example, a seed bank of local seeds, and also a seed bank of these other like beans, like the chicken, when they are supplying all these products, to go back to the roots. I know that a local chicken, for example, in the market costs much more money than a broiler. That this other one which grows in 2 months. So you can see that the local chicken, yes, it may take longer to grow, but in terms of money and in terms of health, the local chicken still remains better. So I would implore upon you, you researchers, to give us idea of some of these things so that we are able to help our farmers. I want to thank you once again, and I want to thank the local government.
Amit, me, joke off. DJ, I will recycle it. You don't quite for they don't walk. I didn't know you know they walk on the two the check. We can jam the band. Thompson, what's up with the room? Who taught me?
Okay.
Thank you. We shall meet again.
Two days.